Welcome to the Investors Trading Academy Economic Calendar of the Week. Each week our news analysts review the upcoming economic events that you should be monitoring. This week promises to be one of the most volatile and exciting weeks this year in the financial markets. The much anticipated Federal Reserve December meeting has finally arrived. The Fed is expected to increase rates at this meeting, but this is nothing guaranteed. The statement is expected to contain not just a rate increase, but a look forward to additional moves in 2016. The Federal Reserve will probably raise its benchmark interest rate for the first time in almost a decade, as a resilient US labour market persuades policymakers that the economy can withstand higher borrowing costs. Investors see an 80% probability of an increase, according to pricing in the interest rate futures market as of December 10th. Wall Street's consensus is that the Fed will lift its target by a quarter percentage point to a range of 0.25% to 0.5%. The decision will follow the release of the US Consumer Price Index for November, which is projected to be unchanged from a month earlier. Scant inflation helps explain why the Fed has advertised a gradual removal of policy accommodation. Also this week, European Union leaders gather for a two-day summit in Brussels, holding the first substantive talks on the UK's demands to renegotiate its EU membership terms. Chinese data due out on Sunday will also be in focus, perhaps more following speculation that the country's central bank might be signalling that they may be shifting towards a looser peg towards its currency and US dollar. Not to be lost amid the torrent of figures and numbers, on the same day, French voters will cast their ballots in the country's second round of regional elections, which may see the far-right FN party gain record support. There has been a rise in radical politics across Europe, and it is a key risk heading into 2016. The French regional election on Sunday represents the last test of the electorate before presidential elections in 2017. This is one of the three key political events in Europe in the coming years, including Germany's federal elections and the Brexit vote included. Spanish voters will follow close behind on the following Sunday, on 20th of December, to choose a new president. In the UK, the latest consumer price and employment data are due for release on Tuesday and Wednesday respectively. Norway's and Sweden's central banks will decide on monetary policy on Tuesday and Wednesday. On Thursday, in the US, the usual weekly data on claims for unemployment insurance, jobless claims, is issued together with the leading index current account and influential Philadelphia Federal Reserve Index. The leading index may have edged up 0.1% in November after a solid 0.6% gain in October. And then on Friday, the Kansas City Federal Reserve Index is released together with the flash reading on the US services sector activity in December.